To India Talks. India Talks is brought to you by QTV, the channel for decision makers, and Indoindians.com, the portal for Indians in Indonesia, or Indo-Indians. This portal provides you with useful and interesting information about Indians and Indonesia. Traditionally, education has been thought of as a one-way process, wherein educators instructed or taught students. But this has now given way to the belief that educator's role is to facilitate the blossoming of an individual and making him into a well-rounded person. As Mahatma Gandhi said, by education I mean drawing out the best in mind, body and soul. And who knows this better than Mr. AP Singh, the principal of the Gandhi Memorial International School. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you.
And we look forward to learning from you about your experiences and how you would define what an ideal educator is.
Oh, that's... All right, thank you, Poonam, for inviting me to this show of yours. And it'll be a pleasure to talk to you and tell you my point of view of an educator, an educationist, which I have been all along. I started my career as a teacher when I was 21, and
well, most people have not yet finished their own education till they are 21.
Correct. Absolutely right. At that stage, I was teaching and studying also, and I've been in this field now for, I should say, a good 35,
wow,
36 years, and I've got a varied experience of teaching at a stage when students were silent listeners. They were considered as ideal students. They'll sit quietly, they'll listen to the instructions given by the teacher, they'll do the homework, and it was a process which was very much appreciated in those days, and we tried to follow that. Gradually, with change of times, the systems have changed, people's thinking styles have changed, and those schools where students sit still are, I think,
going to
be things of the past, and I hope people will follow the new systems where students are the center of education, and as you rightly put it, the teacher is just a facilitator. He's a navigator, and the students have to be involved in the process of learning. So that is what we are aiming at, and that's what I believe in. I believe in that philosophy right from nursery right up to junior college, that students should be actively involved. They should not be passive listeners. And I think that people are waking up to this thought all over and accepting it. Though for older teachers who've been in the profession for long, for some the change may be a bit difficult. But then I think change is a way of life, and we have to keep learning all the time.
If the role of a teacher is a facilitator, in which they bring about, like I said earlier, blossoming of the mind, body and soul, then the teacher themselves have to learn so many things, have to have such a well-rounded development.
Absolutely right. We have to learn a lot to enable the students to lead the lesson, and also have the courage to say to a student at times, look, I don't know the exact answer to what you are saying, but your question is valid, and let's look for the answer. Let's collectively look for the answer. And then the student feels, yes, my mind has been appreciated, my thinking has been appreciated, and the teacher hasn't told me, please don't waste my time, please don't disturb. And then the process of research starts. The students look for the answer, and teachers also go back and look for the exact way to explain that question. And Thus the process starts. The student goes home, probably goes on the net nowadays, probably goes to his mum or dad, and if there's any other elder, and says, look, I asked this question and I couldn't get a justified answer as yet, and we are looking for the right answer. So everyone gets involved in the process, you know.
So it's more collaborative learning.
You come back to the old thought. The old thought is that it's an African proverb that says it takes an entire village to educate a child.
Yes.
So the earlier belief was it's only the teacher and the student. Parents have the duty of just raising the child and paying for his fees and looking after his needs and so on. But that philosophy is now, I think, changing.
In fact, there was Chaim Ginott in 1975 who said that I've come to this frightening realization that I determine the climate of my classroom. So, and they determine how the child would feel during the whole day. It could be a torturous experience or it could be an inspiring experience.
Yes.
And if I extend that to the whole school, you would determine the climate of the entire school.
Absolutely.
So, isn't that a huge responsibility to carry?
Yes, it is. It is a huge responsibility. It's a huge challenge that the entire school, change in a system which has been going on for many, many years. I needed the support of my school's managing committee, and which I did get. And they told me that yes, academics is your cup of tea and we let you handle that. They gave me a free hand and support, and gradually we started professionalizing the school. It couldn't be done overnight. It couldn't be done in a matter of even 1 year. Gradually we started implementing systems which I felt through my years of experience would benefit the students. The entire focus was again on students. That time we didn't have IB, no PYP, no MYP, no IB diploma. The school used to follow the O levels and they used to do their board exam. And as I told you earlier, that it was a system where it was totally teacher-centered. Whatever the teacher said and whatever the teacher felt like saying, that was the law. I mean, there was no collaborative planning amongst teachers, and
so you changed it, you turned it around 360 degrees.
360 degrees, and gradually we got in the IB diploma.
I see.
Now, when we got in the IB diploma, there was a lot of resistance.
But why did you choose IB?
I'll tell you why. Because, you know, I had been reading about IB and I had been studying this program and said that this is an excellent program. And it's absolutely, it gives students another dimension of thinking, the diploma program. It has an extended essay, a research involvement, a philosophy involvement, and I think I felt that the assessment systems of IB will
far superior
to the prevailing traditional systems. And when we introduced it, there was a lot of resistance again from every quarter.
Change is always.
Parents said, Mr. Singh, are you trying to make guinea pigs out of our children, doing an experiment with them, playing with their lives? I said no. I had to be flexible. I had to, you know, if I became too rigid and said yes, I am going to have IB diploma, probably they would have said this is unfair. So I said, look, we give you options. Your kids can do the higher secondary, they can do the A levels, they can do the diploma. So the first year we had only one student doing the diploma.
And this was in which year?
This was in the year 95.
Oh, in 1 year you brought about
the change, yes, for IB diploma.